boys around at that time. There was a lot of drugs and a lot of
twinks.
A lot of twinks taking drugs and having unsafe sex with older men, and some of these boys were very young.
What did you think about
desperate for a job, you know?
While this largely went unnoticed, the exposure had its downsides. In January of 2016, he was de-verified on Twitter. The exact reason was never given, although it may have been for inciting harassment. The decision led fans to start a hashtag, and even petition the White House for its reversal.
There seems to be a very clear trend. My verification check was taken away for making jokes about the wrong group of people. Conservative commentators and journalists are being punished, being suspended, having their tweets deleted by Twitter. Facebook is, removing criticism of immigration in Europe.
At the end of 2015, the British Breitbart journalist promised an all-out war against social justice. This materialized as his Dangerous Tour, in which he visited colleges across Europe and the United States. The premise sparked widespread student protests, with many cancelled before he began. The sheer outrage provided headline after headline of insanity. It was a very successful strategy, exploding Milo into the mainstream. One of his events with Summers and Steven Crowder spawned the meme Trigglypuff. It's all a very fascinating time capsule of the period. Milo stressed his Jewishness to deflect claims of anti-Semitism. He also had a bizarre defense for racism.
These people don't have arguments, they just yell out racist, and they call the gay guy here, who has a fetish for black dudes, a racist homophobe.
Yiannopoulos was a media darling, and hecklers were part of his brand. He reappeared on Joe Rogan in July, and launched the merch line Swag by Milo, with designs like white privilege, stop being poor, and stop being fat. The latter drew criticism after he took a photo of a man working out at the gym to make fun of him on Twitter. I distinctly remember this tweet coming out and questioning the intention behind mocking a person who was trying to self-improve. Milo's best defense to this backlash was that obese people should exercise at home until they lose some weight before going to the gym, because he didn't want to see them. It was at this point you really had to question if he actually believed anything or was just being outrageous for the sake of being outrageous. Throughout 2016, there was a lot of hate surrounding the all-female reboot of Ghostbusters. This is when Milo got into a spat with one of its lead actors, Leslie Jones. He said, "You know you can stop playing that terrible hammy 80s black caricature now, right? Filming's over." She reported his account before leaving Twitter. The subsequent outrage resulted in Milo's permanent suspension. His audience mobilized and got #FreeMilo trending, but it fell on deaf ears. Many YouTubers tried to defend his comments on their own, to varying degrees of success.
Oh, he did imply that she was a man, but...
She looks like a man.
She looks...
That's
she's
not
ugly.
racist.
She's just ugly.
She's
yeah, it's
ugly.
not racist. First of all, she looks like...
It goes without saying that these defenses have aged extremely poorly. Milo was so out of control at this point that he was sending out forged tweets claiming that they were from Leslie Jones when they weren't. If anyone on the opposite side of the aisle had done this, they would be asking for their head on a platter. But because it was Milo, this was merely a troll, bro. Also in 2016, Milo launched a scholarship for poor white men called the Privilege Grant. They raised over $100,000 in funds, but after 7 months, it still wasn't dispersed. He claimed it was still in his bank account, and they planned to donate it in 2017. That March, Milo revealed the first 10 winners. They each received $2,500, the only amount ever given out before he shuttered the charity the next year. Now, I'm no mathematician, but $25,000 is a lot less than $100K. A month later, Milo received a massive opportunity, a $250,000 book deal from Simon & Schuster. With regular television appearances and constant viral clips, there was no slowing down his momentum. February 2017 began with violent protests following his presence at UC Berkeley. The riot is estimated to have caused $100,000 in damages, alongside the arrest of 11 people. Trump went so far as to threaten their federal funding. Milo was on top of the world, getting interviewed by Bill Maher on February 17th.
If you don't show up to debate, you lose.
Right.
And if you don't,
And also, stop taking the bait, liberals. The fact that they all freaked out
Wasn't it
about this
pathetic?
little impish British.
It didn't seem like the internet-age political commentator could be stopped. But then, 2 days later, the Reagan Battalion posted a clip that would end up destroying his career.
No. You're misunderstanding what pedophilia means. Pedophilia is not a sexual attraction to somebody 13 years old who is sexually mature. Pedophilia is attraction to children. To children who have not reached puberty.
You are advocating for cross-generational relationships here. Can we be honest about that?
Yeah, I don't mind admitting that.
The video originated from the Drunken Peasants podcast in the summer of 2016, run by The Amazing Atheist. As it turns out, there was a $250,000 hit put out by other conservatives to take him down as they didn't like where he was pulling their side of the political spectrum, with this appearing to be the end result of their effort. Milo was instantly dropped over his comments on pedophilia, receiving